Have you ever remembered something with absolute certainty? A logo, a movie, line, a cartoon, only to be told you're wrong? Not just mistaken, but collectively wrong. That phenomenon is called the Mandela Effect, and most channels will tell you it's just faulty memory, but we're not buying that. Because what if this isn't about memory at all, but about who controls culture, media, and history? The name Mandela Effect comes from a memory millions of people swear is true. Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. Not vague rumors, not random confusion. People in South Africa literally can recall news broadcasts on television announcing his death. A national mourning period, walking outside their houses and community leaders honoring his sacrifice, even a televised funeral. These were people scrolling online. They were living there in real communities, experiencing the pain firsthand. But today, the mainstream media, they insist Mandela became president and died in 2013. So, how do entire nations remember a global event that supposedly never happened? That's when people begin asking, did history change? Or did the mainstream media try to force something to change because they don't want us to understand the real narrative that's happening? Number 1, Looney Tunes. How do you recall this? Most swear it was spelled tunes with a double O because they were all over the cartoons. Now the media claims it's always been tunes with a U and not the double O's, like the music. Why would a cartoon be named after music? Number 2, this is a very personal one, especially for all of the millennials and older generations out there. Everyone remembers Mr. Monopoly with a monocle. It's iconic, right? He always had the monocle on his eye. We've seen it in skits, Halloween costumes even memes. But now, the mainstream media claims it never had one. Ever. Period. Number 3, Pikachu's tail. Most of us, especially the 90s kids and even 2000 kids, drew Pikachu with a black tip on his tail. A small detail, we saw it on the Pokemon cards even. Millions, if not tens of millions, recalled this. But today the mainstream media says it was always fully yellow. No black at the tip. The next one, Kit Kat or Kit Kats with a dash. Where did the hyphen go? Millions of childhood snack wrappers printed with a bold Kit Kat with a dash. And now we're told the hyphen never even existed at all. Another popular one is the Bernstein Bears, right? We all remember the books with an E-I-N, but nowadays the books are all spelled A-I-N, and the mainstream media or publishing corporations refuse to admit that it was E-I-N. Instead, they stand behind A-I-N, the spelling of the book. Now, this one is one of the most widespread ones. Is Mickey Mouse's suspenders, right? Classic vintage Mickey had always had suspenders, right? People couldn't even describe the exact shade of the suspenders, but now we're told by the mainstream media he never wore them. He never had them at all. Now, this next one is very interesting from a psychological or subconscious standpoint because words or past tenses really change a lot of things. And this one is from the famous movie Forrest Gump. The line we all quote, "Life is like a box of chocolates." But if you watch the movie right now, Tom Hanks says life was like a box of chocolates. So did Hollywood update things along the way or change things? Or was it always life is like a box of chocolates? So what's actually happening? Do millions of people all around the world share the same detailed memories and we're just all wrong? How likely is that? Being a subliminal creator, I can definitely tell you that the mainstream media always has their agenda, right? With the mainstream songs, movies, it goes very deep, right? To where they always have this mainstream or main timeline going. Now just even the smallest errors or the smallest mistakes, right, can start allowing the masses or people to see the truth, right? The truth that they don't want us to see, toward even these small modifications that don't make any sense maybe to us are huge cover-ups to just doors that just open up to the truth. Now nowadays we have, the internet and we have YouTube, and more people are awakening now more than ever before, so it just sounds silly to cover up these things. But this is my perspective on the whole thing. Which version of these do you recall, and what is your take on the Mandela effect?